Google strikes again in incriminating someone who is already doing horrible things like, I don't know, poisoning your wife. Yeah.
That's not a sign of a good marriage, I'd say.
Not usually a good sign when your internet search history literally says, internet browsing history, can it be used in court? Police track package delivery and delete Amazon history, police. And also food v industrial grade sodium nitrate. It looks a little weird. It looks like you may be up to no good if you're searching those sort of things, especially if someone around you happens to die by those sort of circumstances. It's happened in Minnesota. Poison scientist charged with murdering his wife due to a toxic substance. He had expertise in poison science. That's something you can go into, poison science. Is that like I'm going to study poisons? It sounds very third grade.
I didn't know it was a thing. I know in veterinary medicine, there's obviously poison control. And, poison control.
Yeah. I guess it is. Connor Bowman, who's 30 years old, has destroyed the rest of his life now by being arrested and charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of his 32-year-old wife, Betty Bowman. Authorities allege that Connor administered a lethal dose of liquid. You say the word?
Colchicine.
Colchicine, a substance used for treating gout, leading to Betty's untimely demise. Problem there with that is that Betty didn't have gout. Betty Bowman's health took a dire turn in August when she was hospitalized with symptoms resembling food poisoning. Tragically, just 4 days later, on August 20th, she succumbed to what an online obituary described as a sudden onset autoimmune and infectious illness. That's a fun one. What's going on with you today? I got a sudden onset autoimmune infectious illness. How are you? Oh, did you see the latest Housewives the other night? I don't know. I got a sudden onset autoimmune infectious illness.
Sounds like this chick was immune compromised.
Might have been.
She was already very fragile, it sounds like.
Authorities began investigating Betty's death, leading to an arrest of her husband, Connor Bowman. 2 months later, the criminal complaint alleges that Connor administered a toxic substance. Again, your turn.
Colchicine.
Colchicine. Okay, colchicine to Betty, which can be fatal when given at a high dosage, exceeding 0.5 milligrams per kilogram, according to the National Library of Medicine. The complaint further reveals that Connor had conducted online searches to determine Betty's weight in milligrams multiplied by 0.08, a dosage far surpassing the same safe limits. Additionally, his online search history, like we talked about earlier, reportedly showed queries relating to purchasing this drug 5 days before Betty's death, as well as questions about the legal implications of internet searches and deleting Amazon data. Betty's tragic passing has left a void in the lives of her loved ones. His GoFundMe page, organized by Sarah Lesser, aims to raise funds for Betty's mother, Nancy Sponsel, with memorial costs, legal expenses, and other bills related to the heartbreaking incident. Betty, who worked as a pharmacist, was remembered as a light to so many people. Connor, who was a medical student and worked as a poison specialist fielding phone calls from the University of Kansas, is a former resident of the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. In a statement shared with People, the Mayo Clinic clarified that Connor's employment at the facility ended earlier this month, unrelated to the charges he now faces. Good on them getting ahead of that one, because that could be like, what?
Right.
We're aware of the recent arrest of former Mayo Clinic resident on charges unrelated to his Mayo Clinic responsibilities. The statement read, it remains unclear whether Connor has entered a plea or retained legal representation as of the time of our recording this. Betty's vibrant and outgoing personality left a lasting impact on those who knew her. An online obituary dedicated to her memory stated, Betty inspired and encouraged others to be their truest selves. She lived a life to the fullest, embracing opportunities to travel and experience new places. So there you go. Another one of these where the husband decides, I'm going to poison, or the wife decides, not in this case, but so many poisonings that people think they're the smartest in the room and they're going to get away with it. And quite honestly, had he not done the damn Google searches, I think he may have had a better chance at that, don't you?
He might have gotten away with it, just like in Scooby-Doo. If it weren't for those damn kids,
Yeah, it's always the damn kids, but now it's the damn Google searches.
Yeah,
that are
that's what's, they could do an updated Scooby-Doo and just instead of those damn kids, it's that damn Google.
Yeah, exactly. It's in no way am I trying to disparage her death or the goodness that she brought to the world, but reading that, it made me think of a question that I've had for a while about when someone dies tragically. We always hear they were this or that and great. What happens when someone dies tragically and they were really just a shitty human being? And it's not like they had it coming to them or something like that. And I'm not saying that Betty was by any means. I'm just saying completely off of this case. But, what is that? Because there's plenty of people who are bad that end up dying of something and then or somebody.
I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
What do you write there? Like they're an average human.
I should go find my dad's obituary and read it.
Oh, you have. Yeah, you've actually done this, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it's pretty raw.
Yeah, he was a shit human being, and he died in a car accident that he caused because he was diabetic and didn't take care of himself. And he was just a horrible human being.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a heart attack while he was driving, and I think he killed somebody.
Yeah,
and it was bad. And his obituary was basically just the facts. Like it wasn't, he was this great human being and everybody, missed him or will miss him. And it wasn't anything like that. It's here's the funeral. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Just very cold, but to the reality of it.
Yeah. Talked about he was into ham radio, like Taco John's. I mean, it was just that's about it. There really wasn't much else to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to look up here cold obituaries, but it just brings me up stories of people who froze to death.
Oh, well, horrible people and their obituaries. I mean, there could be an entire internet section on that. And if there isn't, we should start one.
Yeah, exactly. This may be the most brutal, honest obituary ever. This is from CNN from 2017. This is Leslie Ray Charping of Galveston, Texas, died at the age of 75. His obituary posted in the Carnes Funeral Home website quickly went viral. It's no longer there, but it's been widely reported and corroborated by the daughter who wrote it. Here's the words. Let's see how bad this one. Leslie Ray Popeye Charping was born in Galveston on November 20th, 1942, passed away January 30th, 2017, which was 29 years longer than expected and much longer than he deserved. At a young age, Leslie quickly became a model example of bad parenting, combined with mental illness and a complete commitment to drinking, drugs, womanizing, and being generally offensive. Leslie enlisted to serve in the Navy, but not so much in a brave and patriotic way, but more as part of a plea deal to escape sentencing on criminal charges. Leslie's hobbies included being abusive to his family, expediting trips to heaven for the beloved family pets, and fishing, which he was less skilled with than the previously mentioned. Leslie's life served no other obvious purpose. He did not contribute to society or serve his community, and he possessed no redeeming qualities besides quick wit, sarcasm, which was amusing during his sober days. With Leslie's passing, he will be missed only for what he never did, being a loving husband, father, and good friend. Leslie's passing proves that evil does in fact die and hopefully marks the time of healing and safety for all.
Wow. Girl, I can relate.
That's a very honest obituary. I like that.
Well, not everybody is a good person, and I hate to be such a pessimist.
No, it's true.
I don't mean to come across that way, but not everybody is a vibrant, outgoing, wonderful person who left a great footprint on this earth. Some people are just shit people.
And those shit people sometimes get killed by other shit people. But it seems so many times like when they die, it's like, oh, such a lovely human being and did this or not even like really going into detail about like how lovely they were, just a lot of fluff. Did this like get copy and pasted from somebody else's obituary?
I know what it feels like sometimes. I know when we used to do that podcast, My Crazy Family, there was a story that I did. It was about a father that killed his kids, and his obituary basically said that he was a loving father. And I'm like, oh, hell no. He killed his kids. You
Yeah.
can't say that. Where are you getting that? That had to be a copy paste.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm looking at some of these. This isn't more obituaries, but yeah, I mean, it's there's bad people out there. And again, in no way am I saying that about the initial story we talked about here. It was just more so a thought on that process of writing the obituary. And what do you do when you ain't got anything good to say? Well, in that case, we just listen to you be very brutally honest. And that's really what they deserve.
Sick of the ads?
We are too.
Start listening with no commercials now and get access to all of our episodes in advance of everyone else.
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
True Crime Today Premium Plus.
Sign up now.